BitcoinSoul.org, Bitcoin SEOUL.org, the Asian Whale Club for whales with over 50 Bitcoin in play, active investments. Let's deal with BitMEX and how to short any coin, including Bitcoin. In this case, what we're going to do is, okay, we're playing with 10 Bitcoin here. What we did was we started with, actually we started with 1.9 Bitcoin. Here it is, deposit 1.79, sorry, Bitcoin. And we were up to 11.4, but we lost a Bitcoin meanwhile. So here we're only up to 10. What we're going to do is Bitcoin is high right now. And what we've got is on the volume scale in China, because China precedes America just by a little bit. What we've got is a volume bearish divergence. What that means is that while the price went up, the bears are actually hiding in the woods. So what that means, again, is that the volume is decreasing. Notice how when the price went up, volume increases. See how much volume this is? These white candles with red outlines is good. It means volume's increasing. More people are buying, and the price goes up. Here, less people are buying. Sell, is what's happening here. So, and we've got an inverse parabola that's just now starting to show up. Inverse parabolas are scary. They're scary as motherfuck. What ends up happening is that this will end up looking like this. It'll end up being a mirror image of this and fall. So this would be the perfect time to actually do a short. Not only that, but since we have a bearish divergence on volume, nobody's here buying. See this little candle? Nobody wants to buy anything. People are selling these green volume bars. It's weird. I wish they would follow convention, but these Chinese guys, green is bad, red is good in China. Just know that. Green is bad, red is good. In America, it's backwards. So that's why the Chinese have these colors backwards. So how do you short Bitcoin? Go to BitMEX where you can borrow up to 100 times. Now remember, if you're borrowing 100 times, that means your position, since you have 100 times borrowed, you only own 1% of the coins that you borrowed. So if you're shorting and the price goes up by 1%, you're toast. You just burnt your Bitcoin. 50 times would mean your position is literally 2%. 25, you get the picture. 25 times your position would mean your position is worth 4%. So you'd actually have to go on a short. The price would have to increase 4% for you to be totally burnt, is what that means. Now, how do you execute a trade like this? You figure out how much money you have. So in our case, we have 10 Bitcoin that we're playing with right now for this example. And we only wanted to just about half, a little less than half. So take 4.5 Bitcoin that we're playing with, multiply it by 25 times, which is what we're doing. So we have $100,000, right? Actually, 100,000 Bitcoin times the cost of Bitcoin. It will get you $136,000. So $136,000, what I'm doing is I'm taking $136,000 of Bitcoin off the market is what selling is. So you put money in BitMEX, and then you immediately, the moment you sell, what you're doing is saying, hey, I'm going to take Bitcoin at its current price, put it off the market, and just sell Bitcoin. So what I've got is, I've got $136,000 cash at that current price. So when Bitcoin drops, what I can do is use that former price to buy a whole bunch more Bitcoin than when I actually sold. Does that make sense? So basically, let's forget about Bitcoin. Let's say, I don't know, Twinkies. Twinkies are good. So let's say you sold 10 Twinkies at $1 each. So basically what you've got is $10, right? And the cost of Twinkies drops to $9 each. What do? You can buy 11 Twinkies now, right? Using the same money. That's exactly what's happening with Bitcoin. Now, how do you execute this? You just hit sell. You hit sell right when you're at the peak, which is right about here, and it'll fall right about here or right about here. This is this line. And this is the Chinese version. This is the American version, the English version. And as long as Bitcoin falls under here, you're fine. Now, what is this? So this basically, first of all, before I go into what is this, this basically shows you where you decided to sell. So this is where you took Bitcoin off the market. So you take Bitcoin off the market and you say, okay, I got money now at old Bitcoin prices, at old Bitcoin value. This is very nice. But when Bitcoin falls, what you're going to do is buy back Bitcoin at this price. So sell Bitcoin at this price, buy back Bitcoin at this price. How do you specify this so that when Bitcoin falls from here, see right now I'm at a negative because this is where I sold Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's gone more expensive than I sold. So I'm at a negative, and that means that I'm at a 0.1669 negative, 0.17 negative, and it'll keep changing until this red bar goes into green. When this red bar goes into green is how much profit I'm going to make, and this green bar will start extending more and 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 more down that line. This just shows you how much money you're not using. This just shows you how much money you've actually put on the line. And let's see, this is your total balance that you have. Add everything together. So now I'm just about at break even. So let's see how you can specify when Bitcoin price drops to this point. I want to just buy back Bitcoin is what I'm saying. So I want to buy back Bitcoin at $3,720. How do I do that? Like this. Down here. Close order at $3,720. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this process so that so I'm going to temporarily cancel this so that you can see it, and hopefully it doesn't drop to that level while I'm doing this for 1 millisecond. Okay, cancel. Okay, 3,720. 3,720 is right about, where is it? Where's my mouse? There it is, okay. I want to sell Bitcoin right when it's right about 3,721. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to go in here and say 3,700. Where's my mouse? There it is. 3,721. And then close. So that is now 3,721. So now I've specified when to buy, sell my Bitcoin and when to buy back. That's how you do a short. How you do a long is exactly the opposite. It's really simple. If you want to trade with us, we're going to give you exact times as to when to buy and when to sell, what to buy, what to sell, and why. We'll actually explain this process to you so that even without us, you'll be able to do this alone in your time zone. Talk to us at bitcoinsoul.org, bitcoinseoul.org, but only if you have